Hey, as Master Reviews is back. Now, I said I was going to do a re-review of Joseph King of Dreams, which I am still working on. That's still happening, but I kind of gotta complete a few other things with the review. But in the meantime, here's my next review. If you remember back in 2006, there was a movie called Happy Feet, and it was a pretty big movie from when it was released. I mean, at the time, there were a lot of penguin movies. I mean, before this was March of the Penguins, which is often considered one of the best documentaries ever made. And then we also had, then a year after this, we had Surf's Up, which is one of my favorite anime films, to be honest. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. This is Happy Feet, which is directed by George Miller, who many people would remember as the director of the Mad Max movies and Babe Pig in the City. So, and he's also an Australian director. Good. I'm always up for this. So, what's the story of Happy Feet? The story is about Mumble, a penguin who is considered an outcast in his home because he can't sing. You see, penguins sing a heart song in order to be able to mate with another penguin. However, because of an accident while he was still an egg, when his father dropped his egg, he can't sing, but he can tap dance. However, it's not really the elders of his clan don't like tap dancing as it's considered to be a method that causes a mass amount of famine in their home. And by famine, I mean most of their food disappears. It's so Mumble mostly goes on his own and tries to find a place that he can find a place that he can actually start dancing around, but also figure out what's really going on with the fish. Along the way, he meets a bunch of smaller penguins, and eventually figures out that humans are taking the fish, or as he calls them, aliens. So it's up to Mumble to stop the fish and prove that dancing isn't really the cause of the fish shortage. So yeah, that's pretty much my first major complaint with this. It's a really ham-fisted environmental message. I mean, you can pretty much guess where the story is going to go, because we've seen this environmental message before. However, give credit to George Miller. His direction with this is really good. I gotta give massive credit to that. But anyway, so that's one fault, one pro. But anyway, let's start with the main pros. I mean, if you've seen Happy Feet, you would already notice the animation is amazing in this. I mean, it still holds up today, even with the sequel, which I might take a look at. I'm not sure. But anyway, the animation is really good. And one of my favorite scenes, I think, is when Mumble and the Amigos are trying to get to the Forbidden Shore, where Lovelace, the Amigos' leader, has got his neck brace around him. And it's a really good and the scene is just so beautiful. The background scenery and the weather effects, it's just so good. So yeah, I might see if I can show it while maybe I can't really show it here. But anyway, so yeah, that's my favorite scene, and the animation is still really good. Animal Logic did an amazing job on this. I do think Legend of the Guardians, which is their next major animated film release, looks slightly better. But, well, okay, it looks better. But this is still really good. Honestly, I kind of prefer this more than Happy Feet 2's animation, but I'll get to that when I get to it. The voice acting is also amazing in this. I mean, you got so much talent in this. You got Elijah Wood as Mumble, Robin Williams as Lovelace and Ramon. You've got Hugh Jackman as Memphis, Nicole Kidman as Norma Jean. Memphis and Norma Jean are Mumble's parents. You've got Brittany Murphy as Mumble's love interest Gloria. Hugo Weaving plays the elder of the Emperor Penguins. And there are many other voice actors in this, including one special one who plays an elephant seal, but I'll get to him when we get to it. And I also gotta give credit, the Amigos are my favorite characters in this. I mean, I love these guys, they're really fun to watch. And I gotta give credit, and while on the topic, this is probably one of Robin Williams' best voice acting roles. In fact, I might even say this is actually better than his role as the genie. What he does with Ramona and Lovelace are really good, and it's really unfortunate that we won't be able to see Robin Williams anymore. I mean, he was such a great actor. In fact, this is something I should mention. There were 4 or 5 people who died during the production of this film, and a further 2 more people, Brittany Murphy and Robin Williams, died either before Happy Feet 2 or after Happy Feet 2. So this has kind of got a very I'm not going to say it, but anyway, you can pretty much guess there were a lot of great people who passed away who were involved in this movie, either before or during or after it. The third act is also my favourite part of this. I've got to say, I love the third act of this film. This is where I really start to enjoy it. In fact, I will say, everything that begins when we first see the Amigos is great. The dance scenes are also amazing. These are the highlights for many people, and yeah, they're pretty much my highlights too. I love these dance scenes. But now we get to the cons. So I've already discussed the environmental message, but the fish out of water story is very predictable. I mean, we've seen it so many times. We can't. It's really. I won't be. I'm not gonna lie. It's really. I mean, as I said, we've seen it so many times. It's too predictable. Some of the songs that they choose for this film, I mean, we've got some. I mean, I like some of the songs, but I won't lie. I kind of am not a big fan of all of them. I mean, let's be honest. I don't mind some of these pop songs, but yeah. I mean, it's always nice to hear "Somebody to Love" by Queen again, and we've also got a couple of songs by Prince and some others as well. So yeah, there's some good choices, but some of them do feel weird to me. As I said, the environmental message now, but the fish out of water and the environmental message already sort of weaken the story enough. But I'm not a big fan of the first 2 acts of this film. I mean, they're slow and predictable. I mean, I like looking at the animation and some of the scenes, like when Mumble nearly gets attacked by those predator birds. So yeah, and as I said, when the Amigos show up, that's when I really start loving the film. But yeah, it's kind of. I'm not a big fan of the first 2 acts. I could honestly skip them and just watch the parts I do like, and then yeah. So yeah, if you haven't noticed in this movie, there are a lot of live action scenes in this. I mean, George Miller is mostly a live action director, so he incorporated a couple of them in, and they're not really meshed well in. Like when humans are meant to interact with the penguins, when they're not behind a glass screen. I mean, there is a point when Mumble goes to a zoo when he tries to stop the aliens. But, and, okay, that is handled a little bit better with the live action. But when you see the humans, see the penguin, when the penguins try to communicate with the humans while they're tracking Mumble, they use CGI with that, and that's not really the best. Even then, I mean, the live action segments are really grey. Why? You could honestly give them a bit more colour. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of all the characters, honestly, in this movie. I mean, I like Mumble, I like Gloria, I love the Amigos, I love Lovelace. But Mumble's parents, okay, his mother's alright, but his father does become a bit annoying at points, especially when he doesn't take Mumble's side when he's about to get banished. And the elders, I mean, I like Hugo Weaving. I'm not sure this is his best performance, honestly, as the main elder. And I mean, I honestly think he did a lot better of a job as Red Skull in Captain America: The First Avenger. Okay, his performance wasn't that bad, more say the CGI of the mask. But anyway, yeah, so, but honestly, I still really enjoy Happy Feet. I mean, it's still a good movie, and while it's not the best of the 3 big Penguin movies that came out at the time, as I said, the others were March of the Penguins and Surf's Up, but it's still a really good movie, and it deserved its Oscar for Best Anime Feature in 2006. Well, okay, was it the Oscars best? Well, yeah, you get it, but let's be honest, it wasn't really the best. The nominations put there weren't really okay. That was sort of on a similar level. I mean, when you think of those movies that got nominated for that year, you have the first movie of Pixar's worst film franchise, which is Cars 1. And you've got the best of the Robert Zemeckis' motion capture productions, which was the only one, which is one of the few that wasn't directed by Robert Zemeckis, which was Monster House. Though I think many people consider Monster House better now after all the motion capture movies are done. Okay, I think there's a Adventures of Tintin sequel coming out, but that was made by Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson, so I'm not sure if that really counts. But yeah, it's still a really, I think it's, as I said, it's still a really good movie, and I enjoy it. But now I think we get to the part I should maybe talk about. There is one. Now, as I said, there are a lot of people who died during the production of this movie. I think most, and there were some that died after it or before Happy Feet 2. So yeah, but there was one person in particular that I want to address. And I just got to rewind back to him though, to the scene that he's in. As I said, there's this one guy who played an elephant seal in this movie. And well, I don't mind the scene. It's played a bit more of comedy in mind compared to what a bit more of a angsty, dramatic flair that I think they're trying to do with this. I mean, look, I'll just show you it. I'll try and get to it first. Gotta rewind a bit. So I can maybe show you a bit of my favourite scene in the movie as well while I'm here. So let's get on back to it. Alright, well here's actually the scene I love the most. That's beautiful, honestly. That's my favourite scene in the movie with the animation. And it's so good. But this is the scene I wanted to show you. There are 4 elephant seals in this, but I want you to pay. I want it. It's this one talking. Want to know who that was? Steve Irwin. Yep, the crocodile hunter. This is in one of his last ever productions he ever made. Well, he was ever a part of. This was before he did his lines before the accident with the stingray, which unfortunately died during that. But anyway, I'm not a big fan of this scene, honestly. Okay, I don't mind it, but here's the thing. This wasn't originally the scene he was supposed to voice. He was meant to play an a scene as an albatross where Mumble's trying to chase after the aliens by swimming after them, where he explains that the aliens are also affecting the blue whales as well. And honestly, that is my favorite scene. It's strange. My favorite scene in this movie is a deleted scene. So I guess there is a bit of a con in this, but you know what? I'm going to show you the albatross scene before I finish this video. But in the meantime, what am I going to give us? I'm going to give us a 6.5 out of 10 half stars. It's good, but it could have been better. But like I still got to admit, it's a better film than the sequel. But as I said, it's not my place to talk about the sequel. I'm only reviewing the first movie. So in the meantime, sorry about that. I'm going to leave you off with the albatross scene, and what I consider to be and this scene pretty much sums up who Steve Irwin was. So in the meantime, this is Hatchmaster Reviews out, and I leave you with this brilliant scene. I'll see you next time, and before I do the Just King of Dreams review, I've got a bit of a video game to review. So I'll see you in 2 days for that. But in the meantime, Hatchmaster Reviews out, and enjoy this beautiful moment, this beautiful scene. Take care.
You're absolutely sure? You're looking at your blue whale, mate. Isn't he a beauty? He's so big. And so loud. He's talking to you, champ. Wants to know what a little tackle like yourself's doing out here on the convergence. Huh? Where the cold water meets the warm. Big northern currents. Oh. Once you cross the convergence squirt, no getting back. But I gotta talk to the aliens. The aliens? The ones taking all the fish. It's true. Who do you think took out the whale? The whales too? Well, someone's gonna stop them. Oh yeah? And what's gonna be your approach? If I could just talk to them. Beauty. And when that crafty little trick pays off, you be sure to let me know. What's he saying now? He's saying you're a wanker. Go back to your own kind. Enjoy life while you can. Well, sir, truth is, I don't really have a kind.